welcome to this wonderful edition of Jammin. We are here with a hard rock band called 20 Amps. So thanks for coming on the show, guys. Thanks for this
Thanks for having us.
interesting experience that we're having here today. This fun little mess of things we kind of get ourselves into from time to time. You guys are a hard rock band.
Hard rock band, yeah.
With influences as?
We range from, from Metallica to Godsmack to, the good old Led Zeppelin. Just great hard rock bands, aggressive rock bands.
What? I kind of get confused with the lingo. Like, there's hard rock, and then there's death metal, and then what's the difference between some of these things?
The difference between just different, I guess, subgenres of rock, it's just how hard, I guess, the style of playing. Like death metal, if you hear death metal, it's very hard, very aggressive, very fast-paced. The style of singing is one kind.
Is it really singing?
More like screaming, yeah.
But it seems to be that death metal isn't as melodic.
Yeah.
Where hard rock seems to be more. There is more melody.
There's more groove to it.
Yeah,
it's
like Metallica has nice melodies. The guitars make nice melodies.
Yeah, but I'm sure if you speak to any vocalist that sings really heavy stuff, they have their own opinions on what their stuff is, what their music is, and if their music is melodic or not. I mean, I like to say that a lot of our songs are very melodic, not just heavy rock. But that's my opinion to my music. So they might have their own opinions. But yeah, heavy stuff is mostly considered metal and thrash metal and stuff like that.
So who writes most of your songs?
It's a group effort.
Group effort?
Yeah, everybody.
And there's a couple guys that are missing today?
Yeah, they're doing some business down in Philly because we got some shows coming up in Philly, and so they're doing some business down there.
And what do you guys play? What's your
Ray? This is Ray. He sings. I play lead guitar, and Kenny plays the bass.
Okay, and the other two?
That's another guitar player and our drummer.
Okay, nice full sound you guys got going. Huh?
Yeah, full sound.
So when you guys sit down to write a song, is it really such a group collaborative?
Oh yeah, yes, definitely.
It usually starts with just me bringing a rough idea to the table, usually presenting it over to the drummer, because I always I get an idea, but it always sounds better when the drummer's playing behind it, and then the other guitarist might jump in, and he jumps in, and then you see him in the corner writing lyrics, and then we all start putting it together. Our drummer produces most of the stuff, and it really everybody has a say in it. I mean, the last couple of days ago, the other guitar player brought an idea, and we elaborated on it. So it's not really set of rules that I must do this, then you must do that. It's just we just go with the flow.
And chemistry just flows nicely in the studio. You got a good ambience in the studio, and just before you know it, just the songs are just popping out, and they get themselves structured too,
Do you like the studio better than the live show?
I mean, both are categorized differently. I mean, the live shows have their points, and then the studio has their points. I mean, we're definitely an energetic live band. I mean, we give and take from the fans, and then in the studio we also give and take from each other. So it's like two different worlds, but they're both great worlds.
And the amount of energy, I mean, there's no coincidence that your name is 20 Amps, right?
No, I mean, most people probably think that it has a lot to do with, with the energy and stuff. And, even though, it is a coincidence that the name, but the name 20 Amps just came from basically, we had a smaller studio than one we have now. And, when we first started together, we had a lot of equipment to small voltage, and the lights were always going down. And, we were always, through the mid section of our set, the power just go out. And it's because, we needed 20 amps in the studio to continue, rehearsing, and eventually we got those 20 amps in there, so we stuck with the name.
Are you guys signed to a label?
We're not signed at the moment. We're being looked at by by several people, several managers, and one a specific touring company that we're doing shows with right now.
How do you guys meet up with these people? Is
I-
it through self promotion, through the internet?
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Both
of
of
everything.
everything.
We got a call from another band because networking is really big.
Huge.
That's the key in reality. We got a call from another band saying, hey, this is festival that is coming to the States for the first time, and it's a European festival, really big. And we went and we did it, and thank God the producers and the promoters and the tour managers, they got a liking of us, and this is the second year that we do the festival. It's called the Emergenza Festival,
Okay.
and it's usually based out of Europe, and they're coming over to, they just came over, this is the second year they do it in the States and Canada, and there's a subsidiary of Columbia Records,
Okay.
Columbia, Germany. They scout bands, and we are lucky that they're looking at us as scouting prospects, so we're
That's
really happy
fantastic.
about it. Yes.
That's a step in the right direction.
Definitely.
You know, as opposed to going the other way of just, you know, after a while. How long have you guys been doing this? A while?
It varies. I mean, all in all,
Like as a group.
as a
pod-
group,
as a pod
it's
piece.
going close on to 3 years, right?
Yeah. We spent about a year, you know, underground, getting it all together. We released the first album, we toured for that album, and now we went back to the studio and we're getting ready for the second album. So yeah, it's 2 years in the public eye.
Wow.
Guys, moving along nicely. We're gonna have to take a quick little break, and when we come back, I want to talk about the idea of networking. So I want to talk about this this hard rock scene and what it's all about these days.
Cool.
So stay tuned to Jammin. We're here with 20 Amps, and we'll be back in a few minutes, and they'll perform a song, and then we'll talk in a little bit. Stay tuned.
fade as I beg you to stay. I beg you to stay. For what it's worth, you will always be first. There's no turning back. It's already my nightmares and dreams, you are not what you seem. And the look on your face is what gave you away. And you can run away, or you can face the day. It doesn't matter to me, cause you're slipping away. We rest slowly fade, as I beg you to stay. I beg you to stay. For what it's worth, you will always go first. There's no turning back, it's already take my soul, take control, all alone. 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 Yeah, all alone.
Welcome back to Jammin. We're here with 20 amps, sitting down here, just relaxing, enjoying themselves on a nice Monday afternoon. So we were talking about a little bit before about the idea of networking. What's the hard rock scene these days? How are, not only are the bands that's within the scene, but the fans as well?
Yeah, that's the best part of it. The kids coming out, just being you see the excitement on their faces. For us, we like hanging out on the floor before we jam. We like to just hang out with people and just get to know who they are. And whatever, give them a flyer for the next show or a shirt or a CD, whatever the case may be.
I gotta say that the scene changed a bit in the last maybe 5 years or so. It's definitely turned into a much younger scene. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's always been the young crowd that always will be able to move things around. But particularly in this state, the all ages shows are the ones that are giving the most chances to bands out there, because most of the older scene has turned a lot into the cover scene, and it's
especially in New Jersey.
It's
like,
a rough.
The bad thing is, and I know from experience as well, is that if you want to play anywhere by the shore during the summer, you have to play 99.9% covers. Maybe you get one song of yours to throw in it, but it's all covers, and it affects the whole entire music ideology of the state.
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing against cover bands. It's just that's not our thing.
Exactly.
It's not what we do, and it's not what we know. A lot of bands is not what they do, so that's why we are not forced, but we wanted to do it. We went out of state, New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and these places, they actually seem to take us. Philadelphia has treated us perfectly. In Boston, I mean, even though we're from New York. And it was World Series time.
These days, Boston, they can't hate New York anymore.
They cannot, no.
So,
no they redeemed themselves.
They won the World Series. They won 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. Like they can't be pissed at us anymore.
That's right.
Now it's our turn to get upset about them.
We got to do something.
These two cities are the ones that we've hit aside from New York and New Jersey being our hometown, and we cannot say anything bad about them. They have absolutely treated us beautifully. We loved going there all the time.
I think the lack of being able to book shows in Jersey helped us because
You're
it
forced
pushed-
to go outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it forced us to go outside, you know, learn, and not only that, we met some great bands, you know, in other states. So
How does that work? Is there like a Boston hard rock band that's kind of equivalent to you guys? Like how, you know, are the states, do the cities have different styles of music?
I mean, it varies in every city, every state, music's, and you just find your band that in another state that's similar to you guys, and you kind of like network with each other, because when you do a show, I mean, some shows work with varieties, but majority of the people like to come check out bands that are in a similar music style. That way, you know, you're not booking a country band with a rap band, or, you know.
yeah.
Those days are funny though when they happen.
Oh yeah.
We have, well,
I like it. It's interesting to me. So.
well, we have a great angle, and being from New York is a great angle. Anyone that's from outside of New York wants to play New York.
Right, so you do a lot of gig swaps, right?
So
Yes,
exactly.
sure.
So we get a lot of people that send us an email. Hey, I've got your website, because we have our website, but we have many websites that spawn.
What's your website? Say your website.
20amps.com, the number 20amps.com.
Okay.
And a lot of people visit it and they listen to the music, and you know, we do a lot of online promotions, and I mean, that's the great thing about the internet. There are no boundaries. You know, it reaches
Don't
all
I
over
know
the world.
that.
You know, so we get a lot of emails from bands so willing to, if we go over there, they come over here, and we also get, for example, in Boston, we have it's a booking agency, you know, so they hooked us up over there, and we bring the bands here, and that's how it is.
So if you had to not rate the bands in terms of music, but in terms of how people get along with each other. So I know musicians, and especially lead guitarists, because I know as I'm one myself sometimes.
There you go.
So it sometimes seems to be that the world revolves around us and not about any other musician. How does that feel? How does that come into play with networking with other bands? Do you guys have any ego clashes any time down the line with any other bands?
You know, I've had 8 years, you know, in music. I've been in, I would say, about 3 bands, and I got to say, this is the band that I truly have to say that everybody's just 100% humble. You know, it's just
The way it should be.
it's really all about just, and we just don't make music together. We hang out together. We celebrate each other's birthdays. You know, we hang out with each other's families. you
And
know.
that's one of the things about music that people forget. You know, everyone says that you have music as the background to our lives, that we have a soundtrack. But what people forget is that those that make the music, that they have to have some kind of camaraderie with each other. Otherwise, what happens is that you have someone like Ashley Simpson who yells at her band for playing the wrong song on television, or doesn't understand why she's getting booed at a college football game. You know, like, because she has no camaraderie.
Exactly.
She has no feel. She's got no soul. She's got nothing to, you know, she doesn't hang out with her band. Her band is there like, oh, I'm making money off, it's a meal ticket.
In my opinion, she's still a child, and number 2, I just think that there's just certain things that are not being taught to her, and in aspects of how to treat people, and I think, you know, just certain people are just a little bit too spoiled. You know?
And unfortunately, I feel it's that whole entire scene, where you can talk about your scene and I can talk about my scene, but we all know that the pop scene, it's not a scene in terms of community, of camaraderie. It's adolescents who have no idea what is going on.
Exactly.
And that seems to be the problem with music today, right? That
Definitely.
it's hard to hear good music.
It's just so many people out there who deserve that spotlight that she has, that have been out there for a long time and make good music.
Yeah,
and they're not given that opportunity.
And I don't want this to be like an Ashley Simpson bashing. Because,
No, no,
you know,
no,
she,
no, no,
like
no,
you said,
definitely not.
she got caught up in this, and maybe
Yeah.
she doesn't deserve it, but at the same time,
She's young. She's
yeah,
young. You know?
she's young. You know, if you get put into that spotlight, you got to be able to be on top of your game.
Definitely.
And if you get caught lip syncing on live television,
Take the heat.
yeah, you know, can't say be a man because she's not one, but you know, step up, be a musician, be an
exactly.
artist.
In those cases, I would say the producer, or whoever produces her, that was his call.
Yep.
You know, she lip synced in the wrong show.
Yep.
She should have been lip syncing at the stadium and not at the TV show.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
unfortunately, we know that's not even her call.
No.
She gets ratted for it, but it's not even her call. No one near that.
In the end, the artist gets, you know, the blame.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
Well, I think we have to take another commercial break. So when we come back, I think you guys can play another tune. And then we'll sit back on the couch and talk some more. So stay tuned. We're here with 20 amps.
When you do it again and again. 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 When you do it again and again.
Welcome back. We're here sitting down with the guys, 3 of the 5 guys from 20 Amps. The last time they were sitting on the cast, we were kind of making fun of Ashley Simpson.
Oh, man. There you go.
You guys aren't going to get in trouble for that. Look, but the amount of press that this girl gets, this little television show is not going to, she's not going to know.
I agree.
You can say pretty much anything on here. No one will know in terms of mainstream. You guys you were talking about going to Boston, going to Philly. Any other places that you guys have toured or thought of touring in the near future?
A lot of them, we want to go to Ohio. We hear there's a really big scene there.
Really?
Yeah, we would love to hit Seattle.
Seattle is amazing scene for
Yeah.
every kind of music. And,
Definitely, yeah.
And the reason why I get a little quizzical about Ohio is that I think Ohio is one of the worst states in the United States.
There's a big rock scene out there.
Is there?
Yeah, huge rock. They have a lot of
In
festivals.
Cleveland.
Big
In the major cities.
Yeah, we
I guess.
Right, the major
Okay.
cities, yes.
You got a couple of calls about like going to Cleveland. It was a last minute thing, but we could go to Cleveland, and we are being offered Washington D.C. because these are the markets that are within the tour that we're doing right now.
Again, the Emergenza tour.
Okay.
They help us out also.
Now are so you're being part of this festival touring from?
It's mostly right now we're mostly targeted towards Philadelphia,
Mhm.
but they will send us to other cities if they feel that they want to see us in the showcase. If they want to maybe do a test to see how all the audiences feel.
Who's the draw on this tour? Is there a headliner?
No.
This
No.
festival is basically for up and coming bands, but what happens throughout the tour is that the number of bands tend to deteriorate, and at the end of this tour, the bands that whether it's the record label for the tour, which is Track One Records in Columbia, or the tour manager, whoever he thinks should go in the end of this tour to Germany, they take with them to Germany, and they play in this huge festival, which is I think it's over 3,000 people.
No, it's the Tover Toll Festival. It's something about 20,
Oh,
anywhere
wow.
between 20
Something like
to
that,
50,000.
yeah. And
That's
it's like a
It's huge.
Woodstock kind of thing.
Now here's a hypothetical question I'm gonna ask you. Let's say after another 2 years of playing around here in the United States, the buzz doesn't really catch on. But let's say in Europe, the buzz catches on for your band. Do you make that move?
I guess we're gonna have to change our style of English speaking now.
Without a doubt. I mean, we have friends right now that are in the same studio complex as us. I'm sure, many of the kids in this area know them. One of our good friends are the guys from ILL Nino. These guys, they're signed with Roadrunner Records, and they've been to Europe. I don't know how many times. I think I lost count how many times they go out there. And of course, they tell us there's no place like home, but they like it. They like going out there. They say the crowds are great. People love them out there, and they have a good time. So if it came to that, I think I'd make the move and go out there. Why not?
It's funny. A lot of times, like an American band that blows up here, blows up in Europe before here, or blows up in South America before here. Like I've traveled down to South America on my free time, and I've heard music, and then I come back up here, and 2 months later, it's hitting here.
Yeah.
So there's this saying that Europeans tend to support the music scene a little bit better than Americans. If they have $5 and they have to choose between eating and going to a show, they'll choose going to a show over eating.
I wonder if do you think that's because of how we saturated the market with just like what we're talking about, the horrible music here?
It's a
Correct.
different mindset. It's like a small town with one rock club. It's gonna have 100% of the people to go there. Big town with 30,000 rock clubs are only gonna have a small percentage of the whole town going to there. So yeah, I think we are oversaturated with options, and we just don't know what to do with them. Europe is being a smaller. I mean, Europe could probably be. When you go to country, it's almost like here going to state.
Right.
So, you don't get as much over there. So when they do get it, they appreciate it so much. It's a different mindset.
'Cause I keep thinking about this, that now the music scene in the United States is so bad.
Yeah,
And through all genres, from hard rock to hippie rock to jazz, blues, funk, like all of these genres, it's not, there's too much commercialism in there. There's too much where people are worried about making money as opposed to making music. And it seems like in Europe, especially in Europe, that it seems a little bit more about the music than about the money.
I think they pretty much probably have the same economic problems we all have. They probably just know how to manage it a little better.
They got more experience than we do.
I have to agree with that. You know, I mean, you do what you can with what you've got, and I think as a musician, you have to make up your own mind on what are your priorities and why do you want to do this. I mean, speaking for myself and for these guys, I know them for a while already. Honestly, it's all about the music. I mean, greatest feeling in the world is to create a song and put it out there and have people actually react to it. You know, if the money comes with it, hey man, that's great. You know, it's not wrong with that.
There really is no feeling like getting up on stage and people singing
Your song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or when you're walking down the street and the car drives by with your music blaring. That's
Yeah,
great
like,
feeling.
isn't
that's happened. That's very cool.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
very cool.
When tell us.
Especially around here, you know. Again, the all ages shows here are amazing. The kids, you know, to play for these kids, to have them come out to your next show and then they're singing your songs and, you know, and you give them a microphone, you know, from the stage and they'll sing the rest of the song for you. There's nothing like that. That's a high all in itself, man.
I know. What's your favorite venue to play?
Favorite venue to play? Wow.
Until
I think
now,
all of them have their different.
yeah, but
different traits.
until
No,
until
you
now,
could probably-
sound-wise, I have to say CBGB's
Yeah.
sound-wise.
Yes,
Yeah, CBGBs, they do a really good job.
We-
there.
I don't
We've
care how many
done-
years go by, that sound will never
We've
go
never
back.
had a bad show at CB's.
Yeah.
In weekday, weekend, we've never had a bad show. It's just, we love it. We know the history behind the club, and we get up there and do our thing.
Is that something that you guys take to heart when you play at a club? Like if you were to play at, I don't know if you've ever played the Middle East up in Boston.
The Middle
we know
East.
that's, as a matter of fact, it's one of the venues that's in the tour
In the
right
tour?
now.
Yeah.
So, you know,
We'll be
hopefully-
hitting that
So
song.
you know
We'll be
where
playing that soon.
you hit up like the Middle East up in Boston or TLA down in Philly.
Yeah, we'll be
playing
hitting that soon.
We'll be
too.
playing that
Yeah.
too.
So do you take into like the idea of like the amount of bands that have played on these stages?
It's
and
amazing, man. It's
like,
like
you just
history.
like wow.
I'm still trying to look for Kurt Cobain's signature at CB's. I'm like a
Yeah.
little kid looking around, looking at all the signatures. You know.
It's definitely an aura of the place, you know, the vibe of the place. When you walk in, you can feel like the energy in the live places and the
Definitely.
past and the present. And
And that's as musicians, we take that seriously. People watching this at home may think like, what's everybody on? But like, if you know the history of your profession very well, and you go to a place where, have you ever played the Stone Pony?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I don't know if you're Bruce Springsteen fans, but even if you're not Bruce Springsteen fans, you just stand on the stage like, oh my God,
He was
this is
here.
where he started.
Yeah.
It's just that awe. Like, I've been on the same stage as him.
Yeah.
Like it does mean something.
And don't be surprised if you're driving down or walking down, by the convention center, there's a possibility you could bump into him.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that like, for a second you're awestruck, and then you're like, all right, I got to go do my job.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
But you take in, like you said, you just take in the aura, you take in the vibe, and you're like, there's just something magical about this place.
And believe it or not, it makes you perform better.
Absolutely.
It does. For some reason, I don't know what it does. CBGB's, I mean, like he said, never a bad show. And every time we go out there, it's amazing. It's great. And like he said, it's the aura, man. It's just the feeling,
I think overall, if you're gonna do something and you want to say that you're gonna do it for life, for living, I think you should at least know history of it.
Yeah, because that'll help you understand how to make things work.
Learn from the past.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
It's a simple reasoning.
Well, with that logic and this whole entire idea of good auras and vibes, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, I think they'll perform their last tune. And then we'll have another short little discussion. So stay tuned. We're here with 20 amps.
Show you exactly what you mean to me. You can be, I'm a sick, but I can't wait to have another. This is what happens. Oh, this is what happens. When the song takes control. When you're feeling all alone. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I'm already done. Like a love leads me to your love. I'm screaming out for you to come on down. Open your heart. I'm only your son. I can't take it. When you're feeling all alone, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, I'm already done. The lack of love leads me to new love. I'm screaming out for you to come on down. Open your heart, I'm only your son. I can't take it anymore. Pura la tengo, estoy perdido, destruido y mi cuerpo muere. La cura la tengo, estoy perdido, destruido y mi cuerpo muere. Yo muero frío, yo muero frío, yo muero frío. baby. Now your life drains on the floor. Don't try to leave my baby. Die, 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 my darling. Don't utter a single word. Die, 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 my darling. Just shut your pretty mouth. I'll be seeing you again. I'll be seeing you in hell. That I die, that I die, that I yeah.
Welcome back. We're here with 20 amps, guys sitting here, hopefully enjoying yourselves.
Definitely.
So when you guys aren't playing in a band, what do you do?
You know, I love Blockbuster, man. I like to take time and just watch some movies, and also I like to take some time and do some reading because it helps with my writing. Visit mom and dad, but most of the time I would say I try to get, even we're not rehearsing, I get together with them, we hang out, you know.
We have a pool table in our studio, and if we're not rehearsing, I mean, we'll come in on days off and we'll shoot pool together. We'll hang out together and just.
So this is your full-time job, huh? No one's got any side.
Yeah, we
side
still do.
job?
We still do something on the side, because like we said earlier, we are not signed to a label, and we still got to eat, So we still have our jobs, I mean, I still do some. I handle chemicals. I mix fragrances. I do that. I make some money, and Carlos, he's still doing some engineering on the side for other bands. Kenny, he deals with insurances and kind of stuff like that. So.
You're a bass player.
Hey, well, let me tell you this:
Gotta
my
pay the
drummer's
bills.
my drummer's a counselor, so I mean.
And the only thing I find really remarkable is that the bass player of my band is insurance also.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's the bass player mentality. Bass players are always a little strange.
Yeah.
They're a little quiet on the side, just doing
I
their
definitely have to
stuff.
say that about Kenny. He is a little strange.
We're all a little strange.
Definitely.
You have to be strange to be a musician. You can't be very clear-headed. You have to be a little off the beaten path because
Eccentric.
it's a rough job. It's a rough idea getting up in front of people, pouring your heart out, pouring your soul out through music and through words, for people to either accept it or reject it. Like, it takes a type of person to be a musician.
That's what it comes down to, passion. It comes down to we love what we do. We do it for nothing or we do it for $1 million. It doesn't matter. It's not about the money. It's about the passion. We go, we feel it, we do it. A lot of people can't say that their lives are like that.
Well, I'm getting the fantastic sign that we gotta move, or if you're a football fan, the Dante Culpepper touchdown sign, who's got to sit another year because he's not on. Yeah, great game last night.
Awesome game. I enjoyed it, definitely.
Super Bowl, just in case you're wondering if this is being aired in, I don't know, August. So we're here with 20 amps, and I wanted to thank you all for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to apologize for any inconvenience that we have had, and I guess that's about it. So www.20amps.com, and they'll be performing on the
next show until now will be May 14th in Philly. More information, go to 20amps.com. There are tickets, so stuff like that. Whatever you want, a T-shirt, CD, go to 20amps.com. You can get it.
Okay. Thanks for coming on the show, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Had a good time.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Vicky, and welcome back to Jammin. That was great, guys. I'm sitting here with 20 amps, and, they just finished their set, and we're doing a little interview with them. So I actually wanted to talk about the Misfit cover you did. What made you choose that cover?
I think we're all a fan of the Misfits, and also Metallica did a cover of it too. And we tried it at a Halloween show, and it worked really well.
It was awesome. Have you guys appeared on television before?
No, I think this is our first, and we're having a lot of fun. You guys treated us really cool, so yeah, it's our first time we're soaking it in.
Was it a good experience?
Very good experience. The sound, everything, the lighting, just everything was great. We're having a good time.
Do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I definitely have something else to say. No, just anybody who's interested, go to 20amps.com. You could find out more about the band.
Do you have any upcoming shows that everyone should come check you guys out at?
We are preparing for a European tour that comes down here every year. It's called the Emergenza Festival, and we already did a show with them. We're in May. We'll go back on the tour again. We'll be hitting Philly and possibly other states in the city. So that's coming up. So just go to 20 Amps if you want to know more about it.
So is that like a heavy metal tour, or?
Actually, it's all kinds of music in this tour, and what happens is at the end of the tour, they choose a certain number of bands to go back to Europe, and so hopefully we'll be one of those bands to go back.
Well, that's cool. I'm sitting next to Kenny, right? Yeah. Just wanted to introduce everyone. I know Josh did that before, but it always helps to get some recognition. So if you want to introduce yourselves.
Diego, I play guitar.
Hi, I'm Dan, I play guitar. Felix, I cat the drums.
I'm Ray, the vocalist.
Kenny, I play bass.
All right. Well, the plan is that they're gonna do a little jam session. So go with it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ricky. Thank you. Catch the hoe, catch the hoe, catch the hoe, catch the hoe, catch the hoe.